Okay, so this is a continuation of our demonstration related to the Java Swing package in Java. This is the second part of the demonstration. In this demonstration, we are going to cover few more components like combo box, then J option plan, then J color chooser, J tree, J tab pan, and so many other things are there. So, let us have the demo first, and this is the combo box. Combo box is very similar to the checkbox group actually that we have discussed there in AWT, and here how a combo box can be defined, can be created. This example will illustrate us. So, here okay. So, first we create a frame, because a frame should be there in order to contain a combo box. So, frame is created, and this class is the program itself, combo box example. Inside this constructor is a constructor based implementation. Then we create a frame, the frame name, object name of the frame is f, and the frame will appear with a frame title called the combo box example, and then we define a array of strings like India, Australia, USA, England and everything. So, basically our combo box will include these are the items into init, and then we create a combo box passing this list of strings as an item in it. So, this is the one way that we can do. Otherwise, separately also add item we can use it, and then add into the combo box also can be done there. Anyway, so then finally, we can create the settings for this combo box regarding its location where it should be floated, and then the size, that means width and height and everything, and finally, we add this combo box into the frame, and then the layout, size and the visibility of the frame box has been set according to our requirement, and finally, we call this object instance by means of its constructor only, combo box example constructor. So, this is the way that the combo box can be created here. Yeah, we have executed this program, and we can see that this combo box is now already appear. The first item which is in the item list actually will be displayed here, and then if we click in the scroll bar there, okay, side right, okay, then all the items those are there will be added here, and accordingly it is there. Now, here actually, so the size of the combo box as per this example is concerned is the 5. So, we do not have to discuss it. You can easily compare the combo box that we have discussed while you are using AWT. They are also one way, the same mechanism also it can be followed here, but as it is we have used a different example. So, that it can give the different way, the different flavors that a combo box can be designed and can be used in your window program. So, this is the combo box, and another thing is that a table, how we can create a table using the, the table. A table is basically collection of some rows, the rows contains the data, and there are set of columns, those columns are basically called the attributes. So, we are going to define one table which has 3 attributes, and the 3 attributes are ID, name and then salary. As you see there, string column is an array which includes the column heading for ID, name and salary, right. So, these are the way that we can do it. Now, here the table is a 2-dimensional array actually. So, that array can be read from the either from the output stream, or here we have stored this table in the form of a 2D arrays actually for this illustration. However, in different way also it can be read from the other source, the way it can be there. Anyway, so this table contains 3 rows as we see here. The first row include 101 as the ID, the name is Amit and salary is this one, similarly 102 and then 101 and all these things are there. So, this basically completes the structure of the table, including the data into the table, and then finally, we have to create the JT, and then JT is basically the object that we have created of type JTable, and then the argument that we have declared data is basically which includes the total records that should be there, all the rows basically, and then column is basically column header actually, and then finally set bounds, that means what should be the size of the table that it should be, and then J scroll pan, actually we have to include a scroll pan there, so that it basically scrolling is possible for the table, and then we add all this scroll pan as well as the table into this frame, and it completes the creation of frame. Now, let us see how the output of this frame will look like. As you see here, so this basically size of the table will look like, and it contains the columns as well as all rows correspond to all data that we have already populated into this example. So, there is again we can go on adding few more table entries, I mean rows and everything, is just go on adding absolutely no problem. It is basically there is no limit of the size that you can restrict it to the table that okay on. And once this table is there, it can be processed by the different methods we have already discussed in the J table. All these methods can be used to access the different elements inside the table, how many rows are there, what is the number of elements, all these things are there. Even the searching also can be taken with the different methods that is declared there. Now, this is a table example, is very simple so far programming is concerned, absolutely that is not the big trouble as you see here. Now, our next example related to the J list. It is very similar to the list that we have already discussed in AWT. So, as you see the list is basically list of items that it can be. The same way we can put into the first array, and then array can be passed as an argument when you have to initialize a J list object, actually list object. So, here is another item way. So, we can add item independently one by one, and then it can be populated into the list only. So, this is the second version, second way of storing the different items into a list. As you see here, we first create a frame, because frame should include this list, and then we have created the list also here. Here list is created like default list model that we have created one idea about that. Okay, this is a string of list actually L1. Then L1 dot add element, it includes that okay, we adding one item into this list. So, namely item 1, item 2, item 3 and item 4. We have added 4 different item into the list, and then finally, we create the object of this list. The name of this is called list only, and then we pass this LLL to this object as an argument. That means, it will include all the items that we have added into it, and finally, these are the usual statements like set bounds, then set then f dot add list, adding the list into the frame, and size setting, layout setting, and then visibility setting, that is all. And then finally, we create an object of this type of the program as a window, and then we create it one. So, this is the one example of list, it is there. Now, we can select by means of placing a as we have highlighted, if we place the mouse there on, highlighting will be there, and here is that only one mouse can be there, mouse can be also hover, and then many multiple list items also can be selected like this one, and that selection can be anywhere there, as it is known as a control button, and in addition to control the mouse, because the focus of the previous selection will remain same, and the next also focus can be changed, both the focus can be merged, and then bigger focus can be made, all these kind of things that can be done here. Now, so this is the example of list. Now, next example, that is okay, we have planned to illustrate the concept of option pane, and the option pane is basically just look like a frame. Let us have a quick look of the option pane windows that it can be. Okay, the option pane is basically a fixed size, it cannot be resized or cannot be changed here, only a cross button can be used to close it, or OK button can be pressed to select it OK, like this one. And as you see here, option pane is created with a message like hello, welcome to IIT Kharagpur, like. So, this is the idea of the option pane. As you know, option pane usually sometimes appears in any of our program, whenever you see today using mouse or everything regarding either progress of some development, downloading of a file, or if any error occur, is basically error message, or it is basically called the dialog message to that. Anyway, so this is an example how such an option panel can be created. For these things, we have to use the class called the option pane, J option pane, and then for these things an object can be created, and using the show message dialog, and which dialog you want to add into this, that you can include it, and then finally, the another argument that in which frame, and finally, this object will be created, and it can be added into the final program. So, this is the program code, very simple, few lines of codes are there, and that kind code is enough to display any option pane like. Now, our next example is to create menu bar and show menu items into the menu bar. As you know, menu is basically create a list of items into it, and then menu bar is also basically showing the bar where the menus are will be tagged like, and if a particular menu can be selected, then this menu can be chosen here. So, a typical look of a menu bar and menu items as you see in this applet. Yeah. So, here only one menu here. So, now we let us see the code. As you see the code here. So, J menu and sub menus are two menus are there. If we select the menu, then menu will be selected, and then sub menu will be there, and J menu item, there are items I1 to I5, the items have been identified there, and then menu example. In this example, as you see, we create a menu bar objects and MB, and then menu new J menu is created, and then sub menu also another object is created like J menu is again the J menu object itself, but having the different level sub menu, and then we add the item I1, I2, I3 into this menu item is basically calling the constructor there. Yeah. So, we create the, and then finally, we add these menu items into this menu itself. So, this completes the creation of a menu which includes sub menu items 1, 2, 3, 4 like, and then that is all. So, this basically creates the menu item whose output is already we have experienced. It will look like this, and then if I ask you to add one more menu, the same procedure that you can repeat, copy paste, and then just simply change the values and the menu item bars and everything. So, another menu if it is there, it will appear here. So, many menus can be added, and then they can be placed into the sidebar or menu bar actually. So, this is basically the menu bar, and then for this menu bar includes many other menus also, as you see in any other Windows application like Word or PowerPoint, many menus like this one. As you see here also, the many menus are can be included in the menu bar, and then the menu item can be added in each menu, and then each menu item from a particular menu can be selected by clicking all these things. So, this is also another example of menu bar like. So, this is the one example. So, that is all, and next our illustration, let us have the pop up menu. As the name pop up menu, it is also similar to the menu item only, but is a pop up menu. It shows that, okay, let us have the quick output of this, that how it looks like a pop up menu first. Okay, as you see the pop up menu, it is basically is okay, fine, and whenever we click it, so pop up menu will appear, and pop up menu will appear with some items in it. So, this is the idea of the pop up menu. So, it will not be there until you just click it. So, that is why it is called a pop up. Whenever some events the clicking is occur, so pop up menu will appear there. So, this is something different than in the example whatever you have considered about AWT is specific to JSwing only. And here we can see we create a frame first. So, frame will include this pop up menu, and the name is final J pop up menu. Final, this is a pop up menu actually. Yes, we create this one, and then this is the name of this pop up menu is edit actually. For this edit menu, there are items that we have added here, cut, copy and paste like, and then finally, we just add all these item J menu item into this pop up menu like cut, copy, paste as an object that we have created, adding them into the pop up menu item, and finally, we just register the mouse listener, because if we click mouse then only this one. So, event needs to be registered here in this case, and this register basically define pop up menu dot show method, it is there, and then E basically take the event that it may occur. So, that, and finally, this pop up menu item is added into the frame, and this completes adding one pop up menu into your application program. So, this is the one example that is basically our next example that we are going to discuss about similar to pop up menu, but it is called the checkbox menu item in the menu. So, it is a menu item, but with checkbox. So, that is the difference, and okay, first see exactly how it look like actually with a single one checkbox menu item in this example. As we see here, yeah. So, here if you see the menu item is displayed in the menu bar, and if this menu item includes, and as a pop up look like, if you click it, then that menu item will appear, and then it has two values like open and then value 2. Okay. So, it is the two items it is there, and okay. Option 1, what is this?
Open and value 2,
open and value 2, and value 2 is with the checkbox, where the open is okay. So, value 2 is the checkbox. So, this is the idea about that. Okay, checkbox can be added into menu item. So, we can select and add it like this. Now, this code can be little bit okay, we can go through and understand here. So, here that event needs to be handled, because it is related to the event associated with this one. So, without event it will not give that kind of flavor actually. And as you see, the program includes again frame, and then frame includes some default closed operation method. Those are defined there in frame class itself. So, for this frame class we called it, and that is a thing that is necessary, and this basically set as the exit on close, means if we just remove our mouse click and there, it will basically close automatically. So, that is why we have to do it, otherwise once you open it, then it will remain so. So, that is why we have to set a exit on close, and then we create the J menu bar, that we have already discussed, that how the menu bar can be created using the menu bar class. So, J menu bar class it is there, and we create the J menu objects. So, there is a J menu objects, the name of this is file, and then the set mnemonic key event vk, and that is a okay, that means if the event is occur related to the function, actually it will takes place. So, this is the one definition we have used it here, and then menu item we have added like open, and then another menu item that we have appeared there is basically okay. So, yes, so menu item that we have created here as the open one, menu item 1, which basically with one argument as the key event, virtual k any number, and then we add this menu item, and then J checkbox menu item, case menu item, new checkbox menu item like this, and okay, fine. So, these are the few many and so now here is basically the action handling routine. As we see here, the different action that can be handled here. Abstract button, we can create an abstract button type here. A button is an abstract button. Abstract button is created with an event as the get source, and that a button get model, and if it is selected is true, then it will be displayed there. And then there are few labels we have used the string, and there also icon image we can create it here, and then value 1 and value 2 depending on the selected true or false, it will be selected, and then it will add this button into the areas, and then finally it will just okay complete this one. Now, okay, fine. So, now we can have the demo again. Okay, fine. So, this is the one example that is related to the item, the checkbox menu items in menu. Now, let us have the next one illustration regarding the progress bar. Okay. So, as you know, the progress bar will show the progress of happening of some event. So, automatically the dynamically will change it, and we can have a look about it. As you see, we have displayed the progress bar, and the progress bar with certain speed of progress we have already defined in our program, that will be explained shortly, and it is there. So, it basically shows the right, it will stop it whenever the compute is there, and then close it. Now, let us come to the program, which basically can be used here in this particular to give this kind of output demo. And we first create one object of class j progress bar. Here is the JB, and integer I equals to 0 to num equals to 0. This basically initialize the two numbers, and then we create an constructor of this example. So, progress bar example. Now, JB the new J progress bar has the range from 0 to 2000 is basically the range of values you can that decide it, but it is actually the progress will be computed in the percentage calculation. So, no issue is there. Then size of the J bar J progress bar is basically had decided with the location as well as the width and height, and then set value is basically 0, the progress bar will start from the 0 location actually. Then JB set string painted. So, it is basically true because it will highlights the progress, right, and then finally, we add JB, that means the progress bar is added into the frame. Here is a constructor of the same. So, it is added in the frame, set size, set layout. Okay. Now, here in order to have the progress dynamically changing, we have to define one more function here, that is called the iterate, and this function as you see is just loop, and loop will continue till it completes from 0 to 2000 there. JB set value is I, and then progress is basically how much speed that we have. You have basically I plus 20. So, 20 at each stem. If we change it, then progress bar will improve it faster, like okay. So, whether slow movement or fast movement, that it can be obtained like that way, and this basically the way that way progress bar can be designed, and then finally, it will include into the main, and then main an object can be created of these types, and it basically will execute. So, this is the way that a progress bar can be designed and it can be used. Now, the next one example is very important in the sense that a tree structure can be designed using Java Swing, and use a tree structure mostly you are familiar with to the different, whenever you open a directory using command prompt or some using the command that is there in a computer. So, if you see the directory structure, so JT is basically showing a directory structure that is possible. In this example, as you see, that is a very simple structure. Again, it can be expanded also depending on if some other nodes are there in this tree structure. For example, here the style is the root in the directory structure. Here the style has the two what is called the nodes, namely color and font. So, if we select color, if some elements are there, then it will automatically expanded into that, right, and then red, blue, black, right, and if the red contains some other, then if you click it, then, but in this case it is not there. So, it is like this. So, it is a tree look like. So, it has the main, and from the main there are sub main, and then from sub main each items like this one. So, there is no limit of the hierarchy from which we can go from top to bottom actually. So, as you can wish is there. Now, we will see exactly how such a menu and then sub menu or directory or sub directory can be added into the component. So, this example shows first we have to create a frame, F is the frame in this case, and then we just discuss the program as a tree example as a constructor. We will invoke this object as a constructor, that is why, and here the different items into the tree can be declared by default mu table tree node, and then style. So, this is the first one, style. So, we have label as style. So, that is there. We create some other like color, font also, because they are also table node, tree node actually. So, we have created here 3 tree nodes, style, color and font, and then we add color and fonts to the style nodes. This is basically sub node of the style node. So, that is why we add this one, and then next we create few more nodes related to the different colors like red, blue, black and green, and finally, we add these nodes into the node color. So, these basically sub nodes or children of the node color actually. So, that will appear as the children of the node color. So, this completes the formation of different nodes, and finally, we just create the J tree tree and passing the root node into it. So, here we see we create the JT as the tree and root node is style here. So, passing the style, and then finally, we add this tree into the frame, and whatever the other sizing of frame, visibility and resize, everything is done. So, that includes basically how to create a frame of our own, and as the output is shown, it basically will display the tree look like this. So, this is the example of tree, and many more items can be added. You can have the many other things are there. Our next example is the color chooser. As you know, you can set the color either using from the choice, as you have already experienced one such example in some other demonstration session, but here the color choice the Java Swing gives you to have the general tree of the different colors, and from there you can select a color of our own choice, and then that color can be set as a background or as a font color or whatever it is there. And this is an example can tell you. Now, let us see the example here. So, this is the one frame, and the frame include a button color. If we click this button, the color choice will come automatically here. So, this color choice is come, and then this color choice has the different what is called the options menu bar. In the menu, as I see RGB, HSL, HSB, all these things are there. So, these are the different way the color can be chosen, and then it can be setting and can be set automatically, it is there. So, everything is basically lightweight, like that means you do not have to bother about their direct implementation, it is there, you just can add it, then in your program you can access all the facilities, it is there. So, as you see the different color modes, that means RGB pattern it can be shown, and accordingly for them the different color can be set also. So, this is the way. Now, here is the different way the color can be chosen, actually it has give you the 4 different way the color can be chosen, and also by clicking a color point there we can add the set the color. As you see the changing the color, we can change the color point and everything. So, whenever you choose the color, it will decide which color that you have chosen, and whatever the previous color, that is the history, all the history color also can be shown you in the recent pane actually, and then all the colors has been chosen, and then these things are there. Now, so many things those are there in details, but can be done with a minimum number of coding possible, and here is the code that basically can deal with the color chooser component in Java Swing. As you see the code, it is basically the name of the class that we are going to implement is color chooser example extends JFrame, and as you have to include some events. So, action listener to be implements. So, it is basically inherits the action listener, and then we create the button J button B, that basically for the initially the color that needs to be created there, as you have started with the J button color actually. So, it is there. So, we create the button and the label as color, and then add action listener this one C add button. So, we add this button into this component, and then get content pane actually. So, content pane is basically where this color will contain actually, and then we define the performance the event handling routine here action performance action event E. So, color initial color is basically chosen as red, this is a default color, otherwise color can be set as the J color chooser, then show dialog this select a color as basically is a dialog that will be there, and with initial color actually, and then set background color as a color. That means, whatever the color that you will choose, it will be set the layout with that color, that is all. And then finally, in the main example we create an object of this color chooser, and then color chooser will be placed into this component, and then it will be resized and frame is displayed. So, this is the way that is there. It is not so big what is called the steps or very complex procedures are there, very simple, only you have to add the color chooser example there, and it can be added into your system. Now, our next example is basically tabbed pane. So, tabbed pane is basically okay. Let us have the view of a tabbed pane window. Tabbed pane, as you see, is a tabbed. So, there are many tabs are there. As we see here in this example, a tabbed pane appears with 3 menu main, visit and help. So, likewise the different menus can be added into there, and this example explain the idea about it here. So, we first create a text area of size 200 here. So, this means that this is a text area of size 200, and this text area will include as a panel actually. So, this basically we add this text area into a panel, and there are 2 other panels P2 and P3 that we have added there. So, other than the original panel P1, P2 and P3, So, P2, P3 are there basically panel related to the different menus are there on this. So, P1 is for main, P2 is for visit and P3 is for help look like, and how we can add this into the tab pane is basically, if as you have created the tab pane object TP, just we are going on adding all these menus there, TP add main, TP add say visit, TP add help, P1, P2, P3 look like, and then finally we have to add this TP, that tab pane, into the frame, and it completes the creating a tab pane the way it will see the output as we have seen. So, this is the way the tab pane can be added, and the tab pane also can include some other elements, or it can include some event generation. So, that if we click this tab pane, some things will appear like. Okay, so, our next example is J slider. We have already familiarized the J slider, some glimpse of J slider have been used in our color chooser example. It is basically similar, but it is an independently one J slider. How the slider will look like, as you see here in an output, little bigger. Yeah, so here we can see example of a slider, and then there is a slide button is there. If we click and then drag, then the slider will move across the vertical line. Some horizontal orientation also possible for the slider, but usually it appears as a vertical one. And so, this is the slider, as you see slider, if we moved it and at any position the slider is placed, a value can be written there. So, there are the way that the slider value can also be read. Now, here is a simple example that it can include a slider. So, we give the name of the slider as J slider as slider, and then is basically slider horizontal. So, that is horizontal movement. If you write the J slider dot vertical, that means the vertical slider will be there. Now, the next three items are very important. So, first is shows that 0 and 50 is the location, is basically what is the 0 and 50? Okay, so 0 and 50 is basically range, and then 25 is basically the width, right, in the pixel, right. Okay, so okay, default is there. Okay, default whenever it appears, or the default location in the range, that that value will be appear there. So, it is a 25, it is the default location actually, whenever it is I start the showing, it is there. Yeah, so the default location is 25, and then range is basically 0 to 50. So, the minimum is 0 and the maximum is 50, and then we can add it into either frame or panel. In this case, we have added this one panel. So, slider has been added into a panel, and then panel finally add into the frame, and this is the way that okay, slider can be there. So, we have almost covered all the different important JSwing components, those are there in the JSwing package. There are many more also, those things you can write, you can practice of your own, and more practice is required, so that you can learn it much more in a detailed way. Thank you very much.